Hello everyone, I am back from holiday and also from not being sick. Thank you so much everybody for being patient, by the way. I appreciate it. So for this video, I'm going to be going through 33 plus of the most popular Fursona species out there and give you my honest opinion. But before we begin, I just want to say that this is just my silly little opinion and nobody should take it seriously at all. I just want to talk about Fursona species. So, we have a whole load to get through, and I'm going to try and get through these as quickly as possible. So, cue the happy music, and let's go! So we're going to start with the obvious one here. Wolves. So, I thought I'd start with the most obvious bias here, because I am a grey wolf myself. But look at this good boy! Look at this good boy! They're such a good boy! And I love the little faces, I love how unique people make their wolves. I mean, I literally went for the basic bitch grey wolf, but I love it. I love all the little designs with it. And this is going to be a common theme with a lot of the Fursona species I'm talking about. But look, it's a certified good boy, so what more do you want? Next up, Protogens! I love these little toaster beans because honestly, I just find them so unique and quirky. I remember first time seeing them and I was like, oh, they're gonna be like a serious kind of Fursona species, but no, they're just little derpy toasters, and I think they're so cute. I remember one of my friends, I think it was Blinks Winks, had a Protogen avatar on VR chat. If you reach inside them, if you reach inside them and grab their battery, they like power down, and I thought it was just so creative and unique, and I freaking love them. I want to see more Protogens. Gosh darn it, I want to see more Protogens. Next up, dragons. Okay, so for dragons, I gotta watch what I say here, because one of my mods on Twitch is a dragon, and quite a few of my UK friends are dragons. So, if you're one of them, dragons! Oh, amazing! I love dragons. But for everyone else, dragons smell! But no, honestly, I love what people do with their dragon sonas. I know some people have like more like closer to like the Mushu from Mulan, or some people have like, for example, like Drake Blaze. Drake is literally a big old space dragon, and I think that's really cool and really unique. And I love that they went for a little unique twist to it. So one thing I do love about dragons the most is that they're very diverse in the way they look and stuff. And that is something that always applies to me. I love that. Next up, we have Avali. So Avalis are one of those really weird ones where I just love everything about them. I love their little faces, I love their wings, and I remember one of the first times I saw one of these was my friend showed me. There was like, somebody had like the Norwegian finish and like, I think it was like the Estonian flag. There were so many like flag representation for them, and I thought it was really, really neat. So if I was to have a pet furry, I think it would be this one. Next up, foxes. Okay, so this one goes down as one of my soft spots because I absolutely love foxes. I have such a soft spot for them. I have a lot of friends who are foxes. I love the chaotic energy they have. I love everything about them. I love their little boopy nose. I love their little big tail. And as you know, I do love a big tail. But honestly, I just love them so much, and I want to give them big hugs because they are chaotic beings. Next up, red pandas. Here's another one where I've got quite a few friends who are red pandas, so I gotta watch what I say. But the thing is with red pandas is, I actually think if I was to have like a second Sona, I think I would actually go for red pandas. I don't know, there's something about their little faces, and every single one of them are just like bappable, and I love that. I just love being able to bap them. Is that red panda abuse? Next up we have dog. So again, dogs are one of those interesting ones because it's obviously very connected to myself. And I guess I love seeing all these different sonas. I've seen like bulldogs sonas, I've seen like huskies, and I must admit, I do absolutely love huskies. There's something about their chaotic energy. I feel like they're like the hybrid of wolves and foxes. I just think they're great, and they deserve good petos. So yeah, they're definitely high up on my list. And again, it's the same as like dragons, where there's so many variances. Like again, dogs cover so much, between like Labradors and like Bulldogs and Huskies and like I said, all the works. So I love that there's so much variety going around about them. Next up we have dinosaurs. So for dinosaurs, I think I put down that it's about 0.4% for them. And I must admit, I'm honestly so surprised it's that low. And I really want to see more Fursonas. I think I've only known one dinosaur Sona, which is Luna Buho. They're in some of my other videos. And I just wish there was like more dinosaur Sonas out there, because end of the day, if you count all the dinosaur species, you could probably have more dinosaur Sonas, like species options, than Fursona species options. There's like so many of them, and they all have like quirky designs. So artists, start making more dinosaur Sonas right this instant. The basic grey wolf says so. We have house cats. So this is another one that's a little bit of a bias, because I am a cat wolf. Not the hybrid, but I'm a wolf that loves cats. I have a cat of my own. He's a little bean. I love them. So I'm a little bit biased for this one, because I just want to pet their little faces. And again, it's one of those ones where I feel like with cats, I'm merging in with perhaps like tigers and leopards and all these kind of big cats as well, because I love the variants and variations of these. I know there's like snow leopards. I know like of big buff cat Sonas and little dainty tiny little cats. I think there's so much to them, and honestly, if you're a cat Sona, send me your Fursona right this instant. I want to see more cat Sonas right now. Next up we have squirrel. So this is going to become like a common theme in this video, but I love the small beans, and squirrels are definitely up there. There's something about these little beans that just warms my heart. I love the big bushy tails, and you could say their personality is nutty. I'm sorry, I will not pun again, I promise. Next up we have shapeshifter. So for shapeshifting, I think that there's such a massive potential for this, particularly for people who perhaps can't really make their mind up about a specific Sona, or perhaps somebody who just loves nature. I think I know only one shapeshifting furry, and they most recently just created their Sona, and honestly, I am like, my mind was blown seeing it. It looks so freaking cool. I'm gonna ask for permission to use the image, but if I didn't do it in time, then here's a picture of me with a hat. But no, I think it's great, because again, with shapeshifters, people can perhaps merge their physical form to how they physically feel, and I think there's an element of like Dungeons and Dragons kind of role playing to it, because you can really like get into the role and really feel that transformation, and I think that's going to be so freaking awesome. And I'm so glad to see it a little bit further up in the list, because on For Science, this is I think it was only just introduced in 2020, whereas the previous one didn't have this at all. From memory, I'm probably wrong. Raven! I'm not including that. So for anybody that doesn't know, I used to be such an emo kid, and I still am. I used to listen to like Green Day and gothic stuff and be like, Mom, it's my art. That was me for a good portion of my life. So when it comes to Ravens, I absolutely love the kind of gothic feel they have. And again, it's another one where I don't know too many Raven Sonas. I know a crow, and they're super cool, and I love their Sona. But I think that's as close as I've gotten to seeing a Raven Sona, so I can't really give many opinions. So yeah, if you have a Raven Sona, tag me on X or Blue Sky, one of them. Just tag me, I need to see it. Next up we have deer. I'm not going to harp on about deers, because honestly, there's something about deers. I think it might be my second soft spot, because I absolutely love everything about them. They're just so freaking amazing, gorgeous and lovely. They're so gentle, and again, there's so many Sonas out there that have so much creativity with deers. And no, you get back there. You cannot come into another video. Okay, maybe a little bit. That's it. I don't know if this is like a herd thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but I feel like there's a whole lot of deers that are in contact with each other on Twitter. And we need to stop this. We need to stop before the deers get out of control. Okay? We have snakes. So for snakes, I didn't really have a massive opinion when I started. I don't think I was a massive fan of them. Not like saying like, oh, snake sonas, but like again with the reputation. But then again, when I met my first ever snake sona, I realized like it completely 180'd my opinion of them. I love the patterns and stuff. I love that they're actually really amazing for giving hugs. I think there's so much to them. And I completely, honestly, it's one of those. These are one of the sonas I completely 180'd. So yeah, let's give some snake love here. I want to see snake love down in the comment section. Okay, I'm gonna be watching. I'll watch. Next up, we have hyenas. So I'm not entirely sure how I feel about hyenas because I spent a long time not knowing the difference between hyenas and regular dogs, and that's because I'm a dumb Scottish wolf, and we've got like fake animals over here.
That mother back there is not real.
I don't know, it's one of those weird ones. I don't know if I was to have another Fursona, I don't know if I would choose a hyena. Because everyone seems to call them Stinky, and everyone already calls me Stinky, and gosh darn it. But no, like I said, I've got a lot of friends who are hyenas, and I can already tell that they're typing in the comment section, sending me hate mail. But no, honestly, hyenas are really, I think they're really adorable, but I don't think they're really a Fursona for me, personally. But don't let me dissuade you from being a hyena. Next we have Griffin. So griffins are one of those, again, really rare Fursona species out there, hence the 0.6. But every single griffin I've met has been a bottom. I don't know if people are choosing griffins because they're a bottom, or they're a bottom because they're griffins. I don't know what the correlation is. I don't know. I can't scientifically say this is true. But every single one I've met has been a bottom, so I don't know. Maybe there's a personality thing to it. We need to research this. This is what we need to research. Next up, we have Rabbit. So again, Rabbit I think takes my third soft spot because there's something about their big ears. I'm a furry. I love massive ears. I love massive tails. I'm a tails and ears furry. How did I make that sound weirder than that has to be in the furry community? But I absolutely love bunny sonas. I love their little chaotic energy as well. It reminds me a lot about foxes, really. I love their little personality. And again, they're a little small bean, so I could just imagine giving them little head pats. And again, I'm short enough. I'm not a tall bean, so I appreciate anything that is close to my height. So, bunnies, do thumbs up. Next up, kangaroos. So kangaroos, again, are one that I've not really seen that often. I don't think I've ever seen a kangaroo sona. And I think there's like so much potential you can do with it. Again, like with the little pouch, you can have like a Kangaskhan, like Pokemon kind of vibe with it. There's so much you can do with it. You can have like, it's essentially you get a personal pocket. Nobody take that out of context. But you get like a personal pocket, and you can like have whatever you want in there, and there's so much like visual gags you can have with it. And I think that a fursuit with as a kangaroo, you could bring so much. You could have like a cooling pad in there. There's so much you can do with it. But personally, I don't know how I feel about kangaroo sodas. Again, I would need to see more in order to have like an opinion on them. But I do think that there's so much you can do with it. So again, more kangaroo sonas, please. Next up, raccoon. So raccoons, trash pandas, they remind me a lot about red pandas. And I could almost like hear both communities typing down below saying like, dumb wolf has dumb opinion. But yeah, no, it's something about them. They always remind me of red pandas, and I don't know why. But again, as I said before, you guys know what my opinions are on red pandas, and it kind of translates a lot to raccoons. I love them so much, and I don't know, they're just, I feel like if I wasn't to go for a red panda, if red pandas never existed, I think I would probably have gone for a raccoon. Have crow. So again, crows, a lot of my opinions kind of translate a lot from ravens. I love the gothic and emo feel, so I don't think I can go in too much detail about this. But yeah, like I said, the only crow I know does amazing art. They're really amazing. I love their sona. They got I think it was like green eyes, if I remember right. And they're just a really amazing being. So again, crows, ravens, you get a thumbs up for being gothic and emo. Bear. So I've got a lot of bear friends who, like, they've got such unique designs, and like there's a lot of personality coming across, and you could definitely see their opinions and thoughts coming across with this design. But I'm sorry, bears, if I was to create another sona, I don't think I would go for a bear. Again, it's something that I don't think it personally is my favourite. Again, like, as people know, as I've already said, all my favourite like Fursona species are generally like smaller, and it's why Woofles is this like 5'3" bean. I'm pretty short as well. But I don't know, there's something about being tall and big that scares me. I'm a little bean. But no, honestly, like I said, I hope this doesn't make people think I hate bears. I love bears, it's just they're not my favourite. I'm sorry. Sharks. So, for sharks, I feel like the only time I ever see sharks is when they're like super buff, and when it's like not suitable for work. I promise you, I am not deliberately looking for not suitable for work shark sodas. But I only ever see them super buff, and I must admit, I mean, I think they're pretty cool. I think they're really awesome. But, again, it's another one where if I was to have a Fursona, I don't know if I would go for shark sonas. I think they're really cool. Like I said, it's the same as the bears. I think they're really cool in their designs, and I absolutely, I was going to say I love the ones I've seen, but after I said they're not suitable for work, I'm going to keep that opinion to myself. Otter. Okay, so for otters, a little bit of change in my negativity for the last few. I absolutely love otters. I think I did a video maybe like a year ago when I was talking about species that warms my heart, or something like that, and otters were up there. I absolutely love otters. They've got little smooshy faces, and I feel like every time I see people, even people who perhaps aren't don't have like otter sonas on VR chat, when you get into an otter sona, like an otter avatar, they always get all like dancy, and I think it's absolutely adorable. I think they're so cute, and yeah, big thumbs up for the otters out there. Next up, unicorn. Okay, so I kind of have to like unicorns because Scotland's national animal is a unicorn. So I feel like if I don't say I like unicorns, then I become less Scottish, and it's just the law. But yeah, no, I've not seen many unicorns, which is hilarious because I've actually seen more like dinosaurs and red pandas than unicorns, and yet they're high on the list. Weird. The unicorn conspiracy. But no, I don't really see that many unicorn sonas, so I can't really give a massive opinion. But again, I love that there's a category for unicorns on this list. So that gets a kind of thumbs up and thumbs down. I don't know. Tell me what you think down in the comment section. Next up, reptile. So for reptiles, I'm a massive fan of like lizard sonas. Like, I think they're really cool, and I don't know if it's just because I watched Film Cow and they had, was it Tricorn? Which funnily enough has a unicorn. Is that the first ever unicorn sona I ever saw? But no, it had a sexy lizard man with a cosmic booty, and I don't know what that says about me, but I think they're so freaking cool. I would love to see more lizard sodas out there. I don't know, There's something weird about them. Like, I know there's like what, Gex, the game. And is that technically a lizard soda? I think so. But I would love to see more of them. I think there's a lot of potential for them. Like, again, the wall climbing, they've got their little lizard faces. I think they're adorable. So again, more lizard sonas right this instant. I'm sorry, artist, you have a lot of work to do after this video. We have rat. So this is kind of lumped in with like mice and rats. And again, with rats, something again, I love the little beans. So like, I love their little faces, I love their little party bean faces, I love their tails. I think, it's another one where I feel like they're a little bit underrepresented in the furry community. But I think that's slowly going to change, because I think more and more mice and rat sonas are going to start springing up soon. I don't know, I've just got a feeling. If anybody like sees this video 5 years in the future, tell me if rats have taken over the world yet. I'd be interested. We have Pokemon. So again, a lot of Pokemon sonas, it's a really vague term because there's over what, 1,000 Pokemon? I think what, 1,100 Pokemon. So that's essentially 1,100 possible furry species. So I'm gonna just narrow it down to the main ones that I've seen. Like, we've got Lucario, Arcanine, and like Incineroar. Like, these beans here, I based it on them, I absolutely love them. Again, you've already got the aspect where people are quite familiar with like stuff like Incineroar, where people know their moves, you can really interact with them, and particularly like streamers, there's like so much interaction you can do with them based on Pokemon. And again, as a 90s kid, I was obsessed with Pokemon, and I still am. So I absolutely love seeing these guys still popping around. I still love that like Pokemon's almost like a gateway drug to being a furry. So yeah, I got a big strong opinion. I absolutely love Pokemon sonas. We have cow. So again, with cows, I find them interesting. I find them utterly ridiculous. But I'm sorry, cow sonas, but if I was to have another Fursona, I don't think it would be cows. Next up we have skunk. So skunks are again really interesting to me. I think they're another species that was on my furry species that warms my fluffy heart. Because they've got their big massive tail, and could you imagine just giving them a little bit of a cuddle and they wrap around their tail? It'd be amazing. It'd be like a portable bed. How freaking amazing would that be? The only problem you need to deal with is their smell. And you could wear a mask for that. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, honestly, I just love their designs and I love their big tail, and I'm so surprised there's not more skunks out there. Maybe that's something we can replicate. Going on to some of our last few, we have goat. So these little guys have always goat me thinking. But honestly, I think there's something about their hooves, I love their horns, there's so much designs you can do with it. Like again, I don't know if anybody's seen, like, was it Hoodwinked? When like the goat has all these different horns for different scenarios. And I genuinely think there's so much room for for creativity with it. So you can have like designs, you can have like love hearts, you could have like, you could be a coat hanger, you could be anything you want as a goat. And I think that is one thing that I really admire. Having said that, I think goat sonas might be one of the sonas that I would choose if I was to choose another sona. But yeah, what's your opinions? Pop them down below. Next up we have bull. So for bull sonas, I think it's along the similar lines to the cows. So I won't harp on too long, but I don't know if I'd be a massive fan of making my second sona a bull. But again, that is just personal preference I'd rather be like a small bean than a big bean. But again, maybe that's because I've not seen that many. I know a total of zero bulls, and I know about like 3 or 4 snakes, which is why I'm so surprised snakes are so low down compared to bulls. So if you have a bull sona, feel free to send it my way. Again, I change my opinion of you. And if I'm completely wrong, pop it down in the comment section as well. Unbelievable. Next up we have circles. I haven't actually met that many circles before, so take this opinion with a pinch of salt. But like, from what I've heard, people seem to be calling them space sharks, and I think that's absolutely hilarious. It's kind of like the proto-gens. I totally expect them to be the dead serious kind of Fursona, but apparently they're just 100% like gremlin energy, and I'm all for this. Like, it's the same as my opinion with foxes and like and rabbits. I just love their chaotic energy. I love the chaos, as long as I don't need to clean up after them. But yeah, no, honestly, Sergos, absolutely amazing. They get big thumbs up from the woof. We have horse. I think that was the worst one I've ever done so far. Okay, so no, you switch that off. You switched that off. If you know, you know. But with horses, again, I think they're really, really cool. And it's weird because, especially since I'm a bigger fan of like smaller Fursona species, there's something about horses that always draws me. No. Everybody, just stop it, erase that thought from your brain. Because honestly, I just love horses. I think they're really, really cool. I remember, I don't know if it's maybe when I was, I used to cycle a lot with my dad. And we used to cycle around this place, and there used to be horses. And I used to have emo fringes. So it was always the emo horses. And I don't know, ever since then, I've just had this bond with horses. I feel like it's like the weirdest origin story to liking an animal I've ever had. But honestly, if it wasn't for those emo horses, I don't think I would have liked horses as much as I do. So maybe a weird thumbs up for horses. And finally, we have Phoenix. We've reached the end of our list here, but Phoenix is really freaking cool. I love the idea that they can be like this idea of rebirth, and again, it's actually a really, really cool anecdote for like being a furry. Some of us, it's like being a furry is like having that new life and that reborn energy where we go from like perhaps being a bit socially awkward to being a furry and talking to people and enjoying ourselves as these furry species. So I think phoenixes are always such a massive like symbol of this. So again, I don't know many phoenix sonas, but again, I think they come with so much representation and there's so much you can do with it. And I want to see more of them. I want to see more of them because they're just beautiful. They're just beautiful creatures. So more phoenix sonas, please. So thanks so much everybody for popping in the video. I know this one's a really quick one, and I've gone through quite a lot of these species really, really quickly. But if you want me to do a little bit more in-depth kind of video like this, please pop that down below as well. I'd love to hear it. And if I haven't mentioned your species, they don't exist. I'm joking. If I've missed your Fursona species, please pop them down below. If I get maybe 10 or more, I might do another video like this and just maybe go into a little bit more detail, because I know this was a lot of species and I wanted to get through as quickly as possible for you guys. But if you don't want to send me your Fursonas, or perhaps just want to chat or anything, if you are 18 and above, it's my Twitch channel. And if you want to catch me on social media, I'm on X and Blue Sky. If you fancy adding me there, I'd love to see you there. But if you remember anything from this video, guys, remember that you matter yesterday, you matter today, and you matter tomorrow. And I love every single one of you. Mwah!